Good morning. Again, happy Friday. Thanks, Chelsea. Back here for Mornings in Corning here on Market Street. I'm here with Amy Ruza. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And tell me a little about what you do.
So I am the Youth and Family Programs Educator at the Rockwell Museum, and I do a lot of the family programs and manage the Alley Art Project, a mural project in Corning.
Now that is big. I did the scavenger hunt that you had. You said it to me. I looked at. There's so many murals around Corning that are kind of hidden, actually, but they're beautiful, and you kind of have to go find them, and you're responsible for all that. So I'm excited to really get into that and talk to Amy about that. So again, stick with us. We'll have Amy and I here on Market Street again through 7 o'clock, and we're going to learn all about the Alley Art Project and where you come from and your background. So again, stick with us. Well, good morning again. Back here with Amy Ruza. Thanks again, once again, for coming here. And I want to start from the beginning. So what brought you to Corning?
Well, I actually went to college at Alfred University, and I studied art there. And I studied glass blowing and ceramics and all different mediums, even metal welding.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And then right after college, I started working at the Corning Museum of Glass. Okay,
so you went straight from college to the museum. How long were you at Corning?
I don't know, about 3 or so, 4 years.
And that's where you did glass there, because you also did ceramics that you told me, right?
Yes.
So you did that more in college?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was your favorite thing about the glass making?
It was the collaborative teamwork. I think being on the stage and working with your team and other glass blowers, it takes many people to create a piece, and it just involves so many people in the hot shop. There's timing and communication, and there's just a really great feeling when you accomplish something together.
And it's incredible the pieces that are made there, so really props to you too for working with that, because firsthand we saw a couple, I guess months now, that we saw some of that glass being made, but then that transitioned over to all the murals that we're going to touch on again. Actually not touch on, we're going to go into detail, so stick with us through 7. We're more on the murals around Corning with Amy coming up. All right, back here with Amy Ruza. So we started off glass, ceramics, but now what do you do?
So I'm an educator at the Rockwell Museum.
Which is right here, right by us, so you educate. And you also spearhead the murals in an area, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that. Why is that so important to you to make these murals happen for the community?
Well, murals are public art, and it's a very collaborative process. As I was saying, that's one thing I enjoyed about glass blowing. And it's all about making arts accessible to people, to the community, and beautifying the alleys is one thing, but it also provides a way for people to engage with art in their day-to-day lives.
And how many murals have you done now?
We just completed our 13th mural.
Which is crazy. And they're all in Corning, or is there some in Elmira?
They're currently all in Corning.
All in Corning. Okay, so all in Corning. They're beautiful too, and we're going to get into this booklet here. It's a little scavenger hunt that I want to talk about coming up. But coming up next, we're going to take a look at that 13th mural that you just completed, which is again on the side of Pudgy's on Bridge Street, right in Corning. Yeah, it's beautiful, and you worked on it, and it's really special too, because what you're explaining. But we're going to save that for our next hit. So stick with us. Well, we're heading to the start of fall, and it's feeling like fall. We got the door open here on Market Street, and we're now going to talk about that mural, the latest one that the Alley Art Project just completed that you were a part of. Lots of information to cover, so take a look on your screen. We have a video of that mural, so tell me a little bit about it.
Yep, so the 13th mural is titled Life in a Tapestry, and we worked with teaching mural artist Betsy Casagna. She's from Philadelphia, and she came to work with students. So the Alley Art Project is a collaboration with the High School Learning Center of the Corning Painted Post Area School District, and they've been a partner since the beginning, so over a decade-long relationship.
Wow.
And it's an amazing opportunity for students, but also working with Betsy. It was a fabulous process where students each design their own mandala, which is the round design that you see within the mural, and it's actually an abstract design of a loom. It's inspired by the Dene or Navajo textiles in the Rockwell's collection.
That's really cool. And then don't leave out that you did one of those as well.
I did, yes.
Yes, okay, so it was a big collaborative. And then also, the grant. Tell me a little about that.
Yes, so we are so thrilled that this year's project was funded by a National Endowment for the Arts grant, and it also receives continual support from the Triangle Fund. But we're so thrilled to receive an NEA grant for this year's project, which allowed us to bring in Betsy Casañas.
That is amazing, right here in Corning, and you made that all happen. So thank you for that, because it's a beautiful mural, and we're going to talk about some other ones coming up. My favorite one is, yes, happy Friday, Chelsea, as you like to say it. So I'm here with Amy. We talked a little about that 13th mural that you had, and you put together this pamphlet here. It's actually a scavenger hunt of all the murals in Corning. So tell me a little bit about why you put this together, why it's important, because this was all, you know, with help, but your idea.
Yeah.
So tell me about it.
So it's a way for, you know, the arts extends beyond the museum walls. So it's a way to get people out in the community experiencing art. So it encourages people to visit all the mural sites and then think about what they see. It encourages dialogue, sharing of new perspectives, reflection. So it's just really a way for people to be inspired.
And I went on like half of this the other day, which was really neat to get some of that footage that you saw, and more coming up later in the show. But where can someone pick up this if they want it?
We have them at the front desk of the Rockwell Museum, and they are at locations throughout Corning.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like at the Information Center most often.
And most often, yeah, and they have what year it was made, where it is, where you can find it, the name of it. My favorite one is the Tree of Life, and there's actually something special about that. So again, stick with us, because we're going to have a look at that coming up next. All right, Amy Ruza, you've made a lot come to life here in Corning, and my favorite mural is titled Tree of Life. I was calling it, I got them backwards last time.
That's all right.
Tree of Life, and on that, it's my favorite, is because it has a lot of positive affirmations. And what did you call them?
So those positive words are the guiding principles of the High School Learning Center. And this mural, it was the first mural, and it was actually spearheaded by the former Director of Education, Gigi Alvarez. So I didn't actually work on this mural, but I'm so proud and happy to continue this project, to continue the program. The program.
And we're going to take a look at that again at the end of the show. I have a look at that Tree of Life. But tell me, like, why is it, to me, it just spoke to me because I love the positive affirmations. Like, what does it mean to you to kind of keep that going and, you know, spread the positive words?
Right. Well, the tree has symbols within the trunk, and then it goes down into the roots, and those positive words are within the roots. So just thinking about what connects us, what holds our community together, what are those threads? And so the students, which are really, really an important contributor of each mural design, they receive arts credits towards the high school diploma for participating in mural design class each spring at the museum.
That's so cool. So that's awesome, and it's good to bring in that generation too, and you guys work in it, so that's amazing. So again, we'll take a look at that at the end of the show, but we'll have more with Amy Ruza coming up after this. Okay, so if you want to go and check out any of these murals, tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind them, because there's a tie right to our community.
Correct, yes. Most people don't realize that all of the murals are inspired by works of art in our collection. So all of the artwork, all of the objects are sort of the catalyst as inspiration. So they provide the inspiration for each mural design.
And that's right at Rockwell?
Yes, right at the Rockwell Museum.
Yeah, so that's neat. So again, coming up, we're going to see some of that the process behind what goes on behind the mural and what's coming up next for you. So stick with us. We have more with Amy coming up. Okay, Amy, tell me a little bit about the process behind each of these murals and what's coming up next for you.
Yes. So as I was saying, it's a very collaborative process. So we work with students and we work with artists. We work with the city of Corning. We work with the community, business owners. So, you know, we work with the students through the design in the spring. There's an approval process. And then we're not on the ground painting till typically August, because there's a lot of wall prep that's involved as well.
And then how long does it take once you start painting to complete a mural?
That depends on the mural. This last one took about 10 days.
Oh, and that was crazy good. In 10 days?
Yes.
I feel like it would be longer.
We actually used this new material. It's a special parachute cloth material, which allowed us to paint some of the design aspects, the mandalas, ahead of time. So then we adhered them to the building wall.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was very
cool.
fun.
So we're going to take a look at some of the other murals again next coming up. So stick with us. We'll have say goodbye to Amy and take a look at more of those murals. Well, Amy, you were telling me about the
Mandalas.
mandalas. I keep saying it, and now it reminded me of a tattoo. Now I'm singing Jordan Sparks. That's stuck in my head. But I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It was lovely learning all of this. Again, you can pick up your brochure for the scavenger hunt at Rockwell. Anything you'd like to say? Yeah,
well, thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing to be on this segment, and I hope that Corning continues to thrive with more murals and public art in the future.
Me too. It's incredible. So take a look, and then here's a look at some more of those murals. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Again, thanks for joining us this morning.